Hello, guys. Happy Easter. I'm here to give you my analysis on the top tier pitchers of April 4th, 2001. We have about, let me see, one, two, three, an 8 game slam this morning. First game starts at 12:05 Central. Last game's the Cubs game at 1:20 p.m. Love Sundays. There's usually big slates during the day to start off early, so I'm gonna give you all a little head start and kind of give you my top tier pitchers on the slate. Probably just gonna go four pitchers. Focus on four pitchers. It is everyone's kind of third starter, so not as top tier as maybe the first 2 days. But when I just say top tier pitchers, I just mean the top tier pitchers of that day. So you start off the top. My favorite pitcher of the day, but not necessarily the best matchup, is going to be Ian Anderson of the Atlanta Braves. He's a young, really hard righty pitcher, tons of strikeouts. Um, he's actually was their first overall pick in 2016. Um, he was drafted first round, third overall pick. But what I found him so interesting is he's so young, and from all of his stats last year, he only had a 1.08 whip. So whip is walks and hits per inning. So you would think young guys, when they get some walks, they start getting more walks, and then they start getting hits, and it's just, a whole different game when you get to the bigs. And this guy hasn't struggled at all. So I love me some Ian Anderson. I'm probably gonna have him more than most of the pitchers on the slate. He might be my number one guy. Um, but moving on to my number two pitcher, and this kind of has to do with more matchup than anything. I know the the Cubs did lose to the Pirates 2 days ago when Hendricks started. Um, so it's like when it's early, you want to pick on these teams that have struggled in the past, but sometimes they're not as bad as they used to be because these young prospects are moving up and their teams, becoming, better and better. So it's like I want to pick on the Pirates today because they've always struggled as a team. But do I really know if the Pirates are going to turn around this year? They could. But I really do like the Cubs staying as a pitcher's park. They did reconstruct their field, so it is a little bit deeper out in outfield, and the ivy um, isn't the best thing for pitchers, I guess, because if they hit the ivy, it's like automatic ground rule double. But I do like Zach Davies 2,900. Zach Davies does have a really good whip too. And 2019 it was a 1.29 whip, and then last year it was a 1.07 whip. So anything that's over like 1.4, 1.3, 1.2 is really good to me. So I like Zach Davies as well as probably my second top tier pitcher. Um, for my third top tier, I'm going to go with Zach Eflin. Zach Eflin is pitching at home. He also has that matchup with Anderson against Atlanta. Um, Atlanta does have some crazy bats in the lineup, but they do strike out 6.5 times per game. Um, so they do strike out a lot because I guess they go for the homer a lot. But I do like Zach Eflin. He really has good control. I think overall this game is going to be a low scoring game. Philly and Atlanta. Um, it's almost like a pitcher's matchup too. Like when there's a really good pitcher, like on the other side, it just kind of makes you, kind of compete with that guy. It almost makes you a better pitcher when you're going against, someone else that's, dominant. Um, so I like Zach Eflin in this matchup. Am I going to go him 100%? No. I'll probably go him like 30%. So, like I said, just because I'm giving you these top tier pitchers doesn't necessarily mean I'm going them all 100%. That's why I always go 4 or 5 each slate because I mean, if I go 100% Ian Anderson against the Phillies, and the Phillies score 3 runs on the first, it's pretty much over because I put all my money on one pitcher. And, I can't risk it like that if you make over, 50, 100, 150 lineups. And then my third pitcher of the slate, not really I don't feel too sexy about this, but I'm going to trust Michael Pineda. He's a huge strikeout pitcher. He's always had a good whip since he's been the big. 2019 is 1.16 and 19, and he kind of struggled a little bit last year. It was 1.2, but he's 6'7". He's 280 pounds. He's a monster on the mound. So, if you ever played ball and imagine that big of a guy pitching, you know how much harder it is because he can hide the ball and he can almost reach halfway to the mound when he throws. So it's really hard to pick up his stuff. So I really like Michael Pineda. He's probably my fourth pitcher. If there's any updates that come out before first pitch, I'll keep you updated. But thank you for tuning in. I hope this treats you well.